The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Yep.
The boardroom is now being used for board purposes.
Yep.
Get out, other businessmen that were in here before. Donald Trump and the guy from the front of the Monopoly board. The only two businessmen I know. Buzz off. We've got the boardroom now.
Boris? What did they say?
Boris from the front of the... Oh, Mark Boris. I said, from the Australian Apprentice.
Yeah, the Australian
I thought you meant the guy in the front of the Monopoly board was called Boris. And that, you might mean Boris, but it's probably one of the craziest bits of trivia I would have ever have loved to be true.
I'm not sure whether he is named.
As soon as you go bankrupt, you look at me. Look at you, Boris, laughing at me with your monocle and tiny body. Great. Well, first bit of business for the boardroom meeting. If anyone knows what the name of the guy from the front of the Monopoly board is, please email in. If it is Boris, amazing get from Andy.
Yeah, that would be great.
Almost positive it's not. So let us know if that guy's got a name.
Yeah. Hey, I'll kick things off. Just with regards to your drumming.
Hey, great.
It says, hey, Andy, and natural drummer. And I'd like to recognise Belle Jackson. The board recognises Belle Jackson.
Belle Jackson, 3/4 tempo.
She's 16 years old. And she says, I asked my drum teacher the other day, is it possible for anyone to be a natural drummer?
Drum teacher wouldn't know, but go on.
Yeah. And the drum teacher said, everyone is a natural drummer.
Turns out the drum teacher's kind of right. Some are, some aren't. So she's halfway there.
Just some people act on it. So sorry, Ham. Bad news is you're the same as everybody else.
How old is she?
16.
Yeah, mate. Little bit of a lesson for you here, Bill. They have to say that to you at school, okay? They're not allowed to tell you that some of us are better than others of us, okay? The message at schools is you're all equal. Guess what? We're not. And unfortunately, on many things, I'm subpar. But in drumming, I rise above you all, laughing and twirling drumsticks.
I've never seen him rise or twirl a drumstick. He certainly talks it up, but...
It's the one gift I've been given, and you can't sit there and just go, because some ex-session drummer from the Seekers that now drums at your school told you that we're all gifted. We're not.
Okay.
But I'm sure you are, but I'm sure you're a very good drummer.
Okay, Belle, thanks very much for that. Jury's still out as to whether Hamish is a natural drummer.
Well, I'm still winning on the online app, aren't I?
You are.
I am. So I'm still better than 50% of the population.
It's disappointing. In retrospect, that was more of a memory-based game.
And also, 50's very generous. In fact, if I'm better than, say, 51%, and that was enough to give me a win on that game, it actually means I'm like bang in the middle of... it's like I'm like 1% to the right of the textbook average drummer. But
there is a stat game still at hamishnetty.com where you can take on Hamish your drumming ability versus his. You can go there, hamishnetty.com.
Go to the website. Do go to the website and have a go. Try and topple me. Good luck. I will rise above you. Spinning drumsticks.
Twirling sticks, as we've heard.
Hey, the board recognises Matthew Bayer.
Matthew Bayer.
How are you, Matty? He goes, guys, look, this is regards to the gap year, of
Lovely.
which we leave in a couple of weeks to go for our New York gap year. We're going to dawdle around the States for a few weeks, just sightseeing a little bit. We will do shows. We'll probably do a show from LA as soon as we get to the States, and then we'll probably do one from on the road
somewhere.
Then there's actually a bit of a break, like a worldwide radio break that everyone takes for a couple of weeks. The next show after that you'll hear will be in New York, baby.
First one from the gap year, everybody.
First one officially once we've landed in the gap year. But anyway, this is still a few weeks away. But he's getting ready for the radio shows from New York. Of course, we'll still do them live, and you'll be able to podcast them here. And I'm sure we'll still do board meetings. We'll do them from Trump Towers, I think we suggested a few weeks ago.
Yep.
I think he might be thinking more of the TV, on the TV side of things, or maybe for radio. Because, guys, every great show has an anthem.
Yeah.
Okay? Just like Sex and the City had an anthem. That was more just glockenspiel.
Yeah,
but still, did have an anthem. The lyrics were easy. I'd love it if it became a country's national anthem, and the winner is Sex and the City. It's a great one to sing from the podium. Guys, look, you guys are going to need to catch the anthem if you're in New York. As a songwriter, I think you need to base it on a catchy, very well-known song.
Where are we doing our anthem? Like, is it to open a show, or is it meet the president?
At any stage we can yell out, all rise, and everyone has to sing the anthem.
Okay.
I don't know. He's written catchy song, fun lyrics equals big advertising.
Okay.
He said,
this is good.
This is the best bit. He said, P.S. A competition for the people to select an anthem could also give the show some interaction and controversy.
Oh, wow.
Fresh off Eurovision.
Yes.
He's gone, the best way to get controversy in your show, make people pick between different bits of music. Great suggestion, Matt. We are always on the lookout for new controversy.
Okay.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe we will consider an anthem, is that what you're saying?
We'll consider an anthem. And we might even
so why is he shredding that?
Oh, we're done. We're done with the email.
Okay, so maybe tell Jack to action something? Is the
Are you
action...
doing, are you doing minutes still? Or?
I thought, just because we haven't been using them, I thought I wouldn't do them anymore. Because the first time I think we did them...
What are you doing here? You've come as a spectator. I thought you were doing minutes over there.
Someone has to press record.
I love the fact. I like the idea
I
of
thought
Donald Trump
we weren't doing them.
looking across at his secretary, or whoever it does, who normally takes the notes, sipping a lemonade and going, sorry, are you taking this down? Oh, I didn't think we'd...
Yeah, I haven't been loving it, so instead I'm doing a few word puzzles and we're not doing minutes.
Well, when you guys turn to me and say, can I have minutes from 2 weeks ago when Barry G wrote in and said something, then I would
The very fact you've had to make up Barry G proves why we need minutes.
Okay. All right. The board recognises Aldo Ustenman.
Hello, Aldo Usterman. Thank God we've got an audio recording of this because your name's certainly not going down in any minutes.
True.
I'll remember
I
him.
brought this one up because of you mentioned Eurovision, Ham.
Oh, yeah, great.
Just thought I'd quickly get a segue away. He was in the middle of watching Eurovision a few nights ago, and a Danish act was wearing a backless black shirt.
I heard about this,
Now, is this a trend because you wore a black backless tux?
clearly.
Apparently, he didn't win. So do you feel that it came down to...
You can't just win on the backless gear.
Well, he obviously
It's
thought he
80% of the act,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you saw the Danish entry.
Yeah.
Horrible. Horrible.
So you're saying that he got the outfit right,
Yep.
and then for the remaining 20% of what he was judged on,
just
so you're saying it's an 80-20 rule.
His overall score was probably about 83. And
So he got
3
a
points for
measly
singing.
3 out of 20.
for singing.
Wow.
And the winner was something like, that was some big number, like 87 or 88 or something.
So he missed out by 4.
He wouldn't have even come close. But love the instinct, though, to go backless gear.
Backless shirts.
Interesting email here from a Johnny Johnson. Age 1000. And then in brackets, just in case we thought we had the world's oldest Johnny Johnson, or I dare say human, not just Johnny Johnson, brackets, not really, I'm 15, but maturiosity-wise, I'm about 1,000.
Maturiosity killed the cat?
Included a picture of the cat, too.
Oh, wow.
Actually did include a picture of a cat. Address, Johnny Johnsville, not aware of it, Johnson Road. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing here. The first line is, I talked to Grumpy Dave. He said I could come to the States with you. That's meant to shock us to the level of justifying the next line, which is, okay, now that I've got your attention.
Oh.
But the thing about Johnny Johnson, what you need to understand is, people can come with us.
Yes.
Come on, we'll be doing 10 TV shows from over there.
So obviously you can watch it, so that's like being there.
You can watch it
listen
through
to
your TV, so you'll be along with us. You got us on the radio. You can actually, if you're in the city, come to see it live.
Yeah, we'd love you to
I'm
cut
not
that
going to mince words here. We're desperate for an audience. You're more than welcome to do that. We're going to find a way to fly people over every week. So you didn't scare us too badly. But he or she is pretty keen to come. And then just finishes, text me flight times and a com info, etc.
Okay.
So it might even need to be a double text.
So 15 years old.
Oh, but maturosity was.
Yeah, curiosity was 1,000. Good. All right, that's good to know. Hey, on this point of the gap here,
Yep.
Jemima Bishop, we recognise.
Why did you wink at him?
It sounds like one of those names that you do like a double entendre for, like Jemima Bishop. Yeah, I mind her for a little bit, but one of those. Then as I was winking, I went, no, that's just my dad trying to get out in me, because we all know that much like Sigourney Weaver in Aliens, I have a little version of my dad inside me. That's always trying to say vaguely sexist or double entendre things all the time, and I have to keep a tight lid on that to make sure the alien doesn't get out through my mouth. So when I hear Jemima, my dad's instincts inside me go, "Oh, I'll mind you, Bishop," or whatever the appropriate double entendre is.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Jemima Bishop, another wink. She writes to Dad. Then in brackets Andy.
But you must mean and Andy.
No, because then she goes, "I'm writing to you in great concern for Mum," and then in brackets Hamish.
No, she's got it wrong. That's all right. How old is she?
She's 19.
Ah, that's okay. Your brain's not fully formed till 23.
Okay. She goes, she's worried, Ham.
Yeah.
As America's over the ocean, you'll have to fly because
Good.
boats are kind of old-fashioned.
Good.
That's correct. What will Mum do if the plane crashes? Mum, meaning you.
Yeah,
So
got
I'll
it wrong.
change it to Hamish.
Yeah.
What will Hamish do if the plane crashes? The guy can't swim.
You can swim a little bit. I just needed to crash within 75 metres of the shore.
And a lane rope.
That's not too much to ask, is
I
it?
just need a lane rope to the shore.
Come on. The only reason I needed a lane rope last time was I got my double turn mixed up and almost drowned. But the one thing you do not do when you're swimming from a wreckage is double turn and go back. So that's actually a huge relief.
What if you started swimming, you're disorientated, we've crashed.
I go back to the fuselage.
You're going back towards the fuselage.
I'll just do a touch turn. I won't do a double turn.
Great. And what, are you thinking freestyle or
Side stroke.
side stroke? Put the
Pick
apple in
the
the
apple,
basket?
put it in the basket. Pick the apple, put it in the basket.
That makes it sound, though, that if we crash anywhere over the Pacific, Andy can swim quite easily to shore.
And he can swim the breadth of the Pacific. It's a huge compliment to Andy's swimming. Andy, oh no, we've crashed halfway between Hawaii and America. That's all right, it's only 400 Ks. I'll nail it.
True.
Ando, this is from Erin Huber.
Okay.
Dear Hamish and Andy, but mainly Andy.
Wow.
That's
How old
nice.
Darren?
14.
No.
Okay.
My initial high eyebrows.
Why has my dad got into you as well?
No, can you, in the minutes over there, even though they're not existent, just
Andy
retract
had
my
low
high
eyebrows.
Yeah,
I
high
didn't know Erin was.
It was never said. It's not on record.
And also, because she's a listener of the show, off limits.
Is that a rule?
What are you going out at bars, prowling around, going, listen to
I
the
don't
show,
prowl,
seen
but-
the face, recognise the voice, live the dream? Is that what you're saying? Come live the experience? You've heard the words, now kiss the mouth?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not.
You
No,
pig.
I'm not.
Sorry, guys, if Andy's been doing that
I
to you.
haven't-
He has
I
a
wouldn't-
prowling problem. He's at Prowlers Anonymous. They lock the door, but somehow everyone prowls their way in.
I'm not. I don't prowl.
You do.
And to
And you're obviously picking
no,
up people who listen to the
and
show.
I'd thank
That's
you.
your move.
I'd thank you not to
That's your
keep
move.
bringing up the
Dropping
prowling
the
because
podcast.
I walked into a pub.
Hey, guys, anyone want a beer? Thanks to Amy.
I walked into a pub on Monday night.
Yep.
And someone just went prowling.
Yep, good. Because you're dressed all in black and you're slinking along the wall. And you've got night vision goggles on.
And I said, "No, I'm not prowling.
You are.
I'm here to see a band."
He can pick it. Ah, yeah. Even prowlers need pastimes, apart from prowling.
Okay.
Anyway, so, dear Hamish and Andy, but mainly Andy, you, sir, are a heartless dictator.
All right.
Stripping the
Playing hard to
world
get.
of the comedy gold
I
of
mentioned
Fred
14.
Bassett.
Okay.
Right?
so,
You've stripped the world of the comedy gold of Fred Bassett. Yes, it's on the website now, but who can be bothered to read these days? Then in brackets, that being said, please do read this email. Goes on to say that she demands, Hamish, stay strong, Fred will never leave our hearts. She demands that you give the people one final, completely uninterrupted and non-tortured reading of Fred Bassett.
What's her name?
I'd ask you to remember.
Erin.
Well done.
Thank you. Erin, you don't go up to someone and call them a heartless dictator and then ask them for something. Butter them up, Erin. Give me a compliment. Write me another email.
Again,
Give me a compliment.
I feel like we're getting such a snapshot into what you do when you're prowling. You prowl up behind someone and go, hey there, give me a compliment. You know who it is. You've heard the show. You've heard the voice.
I would.
Throw to a song. Here's Metro Station. I'm going to get you a T-shirt that says, give me a compliment.
No, it's just saying that if you want something, ask nicely.
Hey, this is
I mean,
bad.
You,
Speaking
don't,
of-
you don't go up in negotiations with you know
Women.
Hitler or
Oh, yeah.
Kim Jong Il or
Negotiations with Hitler. Hitler, we'd love you to stop. You've got great hair. What do you use? Gel? All right, I'll stop. I don't even like your hair.
Did we try
I was
that?
just
All
complimenting
I'm
you.
saying is, did we try that? Because to be honest, if we're going and going, hey mate, you're a harsh, heartless dictator.
Yeah.
Now here's what we'd
Oh,
like.
and he's going to go, oh, do you know what? That really hurts my feelings.
Exactly.
I'm invading Russia to get back at you.
Well, you might. That's
Hitler,
what I'm saying.
great outfit. God, you've got snappy boots.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. You look,
Oh,
They're
okay.
slimming. It's a slimming
White flag.
duck walk that you guys do. Thanks very much. What did you want to say? I just want to say, can you cut it out a bit? Maybe.
Yeah. Churchill will be rolling in his grave that you've come up with a better strategy for World War II. I think we should have given Hitler more compliments. Andy Lee compliments Adolf Hitler. Put that in the minutes.
My point is, you don't have to go out with a compliment. I mean, she does now after she's gone the opposite. She's just evening the scale. Just don't go in attacking
I
someone
just think
if you'd
Erin,
like something from them.
14-year-old Erin thought she could take you.
Yeah, well, she can't.
Andy Lee complimented Adolf Hitler and then shortly afterward challenged a 14-year-old girl to a fight. This is why we need minutes, Jack. All right, this is not good, Anna. This is for both of us, and not good news. Again, about Random John.
Okay.
Message reads, this is from Robbie Robertson.
Oh, no. I think I've seen this one.
Dear Hamish and Andy board meeting, strike that one from the record. Dear idiots.
Ooh.
Ooh, so he's
Thankfully, we're not having minutes today.
Bad week to write in, Robbie Robertson. You will never get a Random John if we have anything to do with it.
It sounds like these
Who are you?
guys? It sounds like they've
Suck
got
it.
some kind of team.
Yeah. Do you know what I reckon? Robbie Robertson, clearly, from then he follows up with Suck It. Then he does say, however, Fred Bassett was a brilliant segment. And I'll just go, Dear Robbie Robertson, after Andy's finished with the 14-year-old girl out behind the sheds, laying her down in the dust with a few furious fly kicks because he's challenged her to a fight.
I didn't challenge her to a fight.
He'll move on to you. He said, you guys, you will never get a Random John. Lord Robbie Robertson, people's moving against Random Johns. It leads me to conclude that the natural enemy of Johns is Rob's.
Yep, Rob Sitch.
To the point where
Rob Brydon.
Carlton.
Yep, Rob Carlton.
Robert De Niro.
Oh, dear.
The Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Robert
Bob Jane team up probably was a Robert at one point.
Robert the Builder.
Yep, Bob the Builder.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
Official name. Oh, look at his business card.
My uncle. All.
Have you got Bob's your uncle?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Sorry, back to the matter at hand. Robbie Robertson, if Robs are the natural enemy of Johns, is it -1 John point if we get a Rob, if we get their enemy?
Yeah.
Is it an own
I reckon
goal?
It's a new rule for.
We've had a Rob, though.
Well, it's starting now.
Not retrospective.
Not retrospective. It's starting now. It starts now for the World Cup. I mean, this is our worst chance to lose the Golden John if we get a
If
Rob.
we get a Rob, we move on to -1 John point. We're in a backwards cold streak.
How many points do you lose for a Robbie Robertson?
120. I mean, it'd have to be.
It'd have to be 120.
120. Okay. Thankfully, I've heard of a John Johnson. I've
Not a
never
Rob
heard of a
Robertson.
Rob Robertson. But might be out there.
Wow. So new rule, and that's
Well, while we're on Random John, of course, this is for people who just joined the board meeting for the first time. It'd be weird because we're obviously looking back at a number of things that have occurred on the show, the major show, weekly.
Yeah, is it? Can we do we make it a rule that look, if you're just hearing the board meeting, I mean, you're gonna miss some references.
Yeah.
We should say at the start of every board meeting, if this is your first example of listening to Hamish and Andy, this isn't a great example.
Yeah.
Like, do listen to the show.
Yeah. Haim, this is from Curtis Gardner, 20-year-old. The board recognises Curtis G. Urgent message.
Shit.
Double.
Almost at the end of the meeting.
Double star at both ends of the urgent
Why
message.
don't we read this at the start?
Hamish, ... Andy. So didn't even have time to write and. So,
But you still wrote 3 symbols, though.
yeah. So
Could have
he's
ampersanded it.
but no spaces. So he's obviously saved 2 presses of a button.
But if he just did Shift 7 or whatever an ampersand is,
Yeah.
hasn't he saved time there?
It would be equal because you'd if you left the spaces. Anyway.
He didn't even. It wouldn't have needed to. Like when you're texting, symbol breaks up word.
Yep. All right. So it might not have been as urgent.
It's not urgent. This guy's got all the time in the world.
This there's dire circumstances he's referring to. The other day I heard some people saying that if they receive a call from a private number, they always answer saying, "Hello, John speaking," even if their names aren't John. How do you feel about that? I mean, these people that think they're doing the right thing, but it does cast doubt into Random John and therefore the John World Cup. What do we do?
Look, it's
Because the problem
case
is...
by case. I mean, if we get one of them, so be it. But, I mean, you'd hate to go to... If one of our Canadian competitors or someone in Manchester or someone in South Africa, all these other countries now playing Random John, if someone else got one like that, all hell would break loose. You better believe there'll be an official review. I suppose to legitimise the John point, we need... that person to kind of come in, show us their license, birth certificate, 20 or 30 character references.
That's going to take time. Do we have a quick thing where they go, "Hello, John speaking"? We say, "Who's that?" If they say John again,
Rob, net gain of 0.
I don't know how to fix this one.
Well, the thing is, we're always going to have to verify John, always.
Okay,
And
so they got to send in a quick Probably has to be in person, doesn't it? Because if they've been Photoshop these days.
it's got to send in something. Maybe they have to send us their mobile phone bill with their phone number on it. And they can black out everything else.
Yep.
We're going to need to see some evidence that is indeed your number. And for the next 2 weeks, new rule, for the next 2 weeks, there's officially, that's the John audit zone. We can call anytime, day or night, and we'll find out if you're not called John.
Yeah.
Because you're going to slip up. You're going to slip up.
So we're going to...
To verify the goal, you have to spend the next 2 weeks calling day and night, testing this person. Yeah.
So
we get one tentative John point, and then when the 2 week verification process is up, it now becomes an official John point. Like when someone's beatified and they're getting made a saint. It's not instantly, here's your halo, there's your wings, you're a saint.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, the process begins.
Yeah.
But still, if you've been drawing comparisons to soccer and FIFA this whole time, if anyone scored a goal during the World Cup and then they had to wait 2 weeks
Bloody
for an
exciting.
official review.
Very exciting.
And we can confirm that Spain has won 1-0.
Even though we've now moved on to many other sporting events.
Can I
It
just...
looks like a penalty from here. And, of course, now the countdown's on. 13 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes. I didn't print this email off, but one other email we had come in was suggesting the idea of a John fault, like a foot fault. If we call someone and they're female, quite clearly not a John, it's a John fault, and we get to call again. But after 2 John faults...
It's double fault.
You're out.
What do you think?
It's another new rule. I don't feel like that'd be about our 3rd rule
I'm not
that
sure
we've added today. I don't know if we can introduce John faulting.
Yeah, it feels like we're clutching at straws for a John.
It's weird,
And
isn't it?
also, if we said we were John faulting, and then we rang and got a person on the first one, I'd feel annoyed that we even brought in the rule because we never even used it.
Yeah.
And then if we got one after a fault, I'd feel like it's not a real one.
A real John.
Yeah.
There was one other great Random John email.
I've got an email here.
Yeah, go.
It just says, "Hey guys, I hear you've been trying to call me. It's from John. You've got the wrong number. It's from John Baker."
JB.
Yeah. So he's saying get the number right, and he's left it. Unfortunately, Baker, you're no longer a Random John.
You're now a known John, and therefore ineligible, and you've taken one more Random John out of the pool. We'll finish off with this. We did get another guy that's clearly just a little bit annoyed at the pessimism of people going, I looked at how many Johns there are, and I've done all this research, and scientifically, you're 161 weeks off getting a John, blah, blah, blah. He's written in, and he's going, listen, guys, it's simple. It's 50-50. You either get a John or you don't. Enough of all this talk. I can't believe you haven't got one so far, all right? Chin up, keep going.
Lovely.
Great attitude.
Let's carry that attitude.
Look, it's a
into
50-50.
Friday's show. We've got a new plan on how we're going to attract a John.
new plan.
We're really pumped by that. And we'll see everybody on Friday. So
I'm going to just say, final recognition, Daniel Phillips. Great email, mostly about a shoehorn blitz. Again, I think carrying the tradition from last board meeting where someone just attached a picture of a dog with a cat head in its mouth.
Yep.
Remember that photo? He's just attached a monkey
With a
trying
cat.
to eat a cat's head. So, again, I can't stress enough, if you don't have a picture to attach, we will take any picture with one animal trying to put a cat's head in its mouth.
Meeting adjourned.
Adjourned. The minutes will not be up at the website.
I will put 1 minute there. Andy complimented Hitler, then challenged a 14-year-old girl to a fist fight.
That's great.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.